I really wanted to clean the bench off before I open this up to verify the wiring because I need to assess this a little more regarding how this is wired up. For some reason I think the wires coming in were wired up top here, but I see there's a block here, so I need to read into this a little more. And I didn't want to do anything with the wiring just yet. Mainly I just wanted to open it up. Looks like there's some info on the other panel. Definitely want to be super careful with those. You know, when you're dealing with capacitors, even small ones, they can probably kill you. They definitely can hurt you. And these are some big ones, so you want to definitely be careful of those. But they're good to see and study, to see the design, just to get an idea of how you can make improvements for other systems straight up. Instead of copying, typically nowadays, Chinese designs, you know, copying the earlier Miller. And really the Synchrowave is the one that'd be the awesomest, just those are honking huge. Okay, back to where I was, let me back up. Per the manual, I do recall it reading periodically, I forget the frequency was, blow out the front and back vents with an air compressor. I'm glad I opened this up because this is a little more where I'm thinking I'll pull a vacuum. I'm a little nervous, electrostatic discharge. I gotta kind of think about it. Probably is not an issue with the environments these are in, so I don't think I need to worry about it. So I'll probably just vacuum all this up, but yeah, I can see why it was just, you know, he's like, it's sitting there getting dusty, and, you know, somebody put it to good use, you know, have at it. So really cool example. I did find one video, I'll try to link that below, regarding the troubleshooting steps, and they went through the troubleshooting steps with these lights up here. It's a green, I think over there, and a blue over here, and flashing and protocols, and something like one of these connectors or another connector somewhere else came loose. Yeah, otherwise, I think that's about it. Really not much to custom modify with this design. The only thing I thought would be interesting, I still haven't found the version, but it looks like there's a version that has the gas solenoid, so you can have this panel similarly in the back, right there. Let me see, man. See, I think it's right there. It shows up. Can't see from back. Gotta get back. It's right there. Where is that? Somewhere. Right there. Oh, there it is, right there. Yeah, right there. So there looks like there's room enough to somehow fit a line going through, so it can have like post-flow control. Yeah, basically controls. Anyways, a gas solenoid with some kind of controls in there to control the TIG line. Otherwise, that's about all I can think of. There was, in looking at the wiring diagram, I thought I read somewhere they could use for aluminum with AC. I don't read that anywhere in the manual or any documents I found. So, you know, this is made in the USA mod 2, so not only adding the gas line and solenoid, why not also have an AC option? And I thought, from what I understood looking at the schematics, it looked like it was an AC line coming out, then rectified to the front end, where there's two rectified circuits. And I gotta think offhand, I'm not gonna remember, I need to look at it a little more, what's what, but seemed like I'd be able to tap and switch to bypass. I guess it'd be better to switch, so I use the same outputs, but switch so it could do AC, have that AC option or not. Problem was, I was wondering, post the rectification, looked like there's a feedback loop and whatnot. What all what all could be impacted technically that would need to have that DC output. And seems like there's something feedback loop that had me wondering. I wasn't confident looking at it, but I did look at, and I kind of was like, man, there might be an AC output potential. The problem is, with that AC, somehow you have to package in. There is room. You need a little more vent work for heat flow or a little fan or something. But ideally to have the offset DC and DC electrode positive and DC electrode negative for that ideal aluminum welding. Also frequency. So not only the offset ratio, but the frequency to be pulsing. So you have that control there, because I think there's like sweet spots, and it might be spoiled nowadays. It's so easy, amazing. You can weld tin cans, MIGing, not even TIGing. TIGing at least, it seems like you want that offset electrode negative, electrode positive ratio optimal in the sweet spot. And then whatever that frequency is, somewhere between, 50 to 240, 120. I kind of forget what the frequency range is. It's somewhere on the lower end. And, what could you do there? I want to assess that with this. I think it'd be kind of fun. So I kind of got these, old school, new school, and it's really old school analog ways to improve that. Well, I was already studying digital ways, so I might as well consider, taking a look at and seeing, will I have to put parallel a bunch of inverting amplifiers, or how do you go about inverting the signal, from the positive side? Maybe I'll just do positive. Maybe it'd be coming off this rectified end just prior to the output. I will have an inverting circuit and then a pulse control, so I can have pulse control DC, and then that inverting circuit will ratio out, so it's a ratio electrode positive, electrode negative, for those cycles. So, okay. Anyways, at that power level at least. Now, if it's not just a ratio of duty cycle electrode positive, electrode negative, it's more like power electrode positive, electrode negative. That'll be even more challenging, interesting to see how to control. But yeah, so neat stuff to study and see how Miller did it, and how can you do it. Maybe they do it in the newer models too, or maybe they don't expect anybody to use it. Maybe it's just for high volume, type operations, and it's so not common. Just don't worry about it. But even if it's an add-on module, it'd be kind of cool to study what to do. Yeah, it looks like there's room in there, and other obstructing airflow to make sure everything stays cool, which I don't know if there's a fan in there, but probably could fit a fan in there. So there's probably a little bit of room, but yeah. So she's dirty. She's going to need to be blown out, vacuumed out, and from there assessed in a little more detail. But now I've gotten at least to where I can see the wiring and what's wired in, and I'll be able to take my 230, 220, 30 amp test little outlet. It's easy, and I can wire that in once I'm more confident with this system. Because 3-phase, I'm just not there quite yet. But yep. Wow, well, it's an awesome deal. And just for the parts, it's so cool if it doesn't even work. It's a blessing even with parts. So, anyways, be safe out there, stay healthy, learn something new, and as always, keep Christ with you. I don't say just in your heart, you gotta say your mind and your spirit, and that's just pro-life, pro-truth, following the law, thinking healthy, peaceful ways, it's what safe is, peaceful, and healthy, well, it's just, healthy. Anyways, okay, bye for now.